Morning. What a morning. Holy. I just see we're at war, apparently. Great. Fantastic. That's uh that's gonna be great. What's going on, Alec? Good morning to you. Oh, I I am hungover. So this is gonna be like the lowest energy and lowest voice because I lost my voice screaming yesterday. Jeez. Wow. But we'll get through it together. I got coffee brewing. I'll have to get that soon. I got up like 20 minutes ago. But yeah, today apparently this like I don't know anything but the headlines. So I sound amazing. Oh great. I'm like 7 octaves lower than how I usually speak. It was a fun party though. We went to a rave, a rave birthday party. I wonder if I could show like pictures. Let's see. Maybe can you see this? I don't know if you can see this. It's there you go. That kind of works. Love the okay. So you guys are telling me I need to get hammered at a party every time I the night before I stream. That's good to know. And the light. I'm genuinely just debating getting sunglasses right now. I have to have the light so you can like otherwise it's way dark and man that's not helping the headache. The salt water is though. No, it wasn't disco dance, man. It was like legit. Oh, you're too young. I just realized I went to raves I think before you were born. 1998, probably before you were born. 1999, maybe it was 99. And what a wild time it was. But no, it's not disco at all. It's neon clothes and stuff. It's ridiculous. I mean, we didn't. I didn't wear neon clothes at actual raves when I was a kid. Oh, okay. So you were 5. You were probably not at the rave unless you have a really young mother, which is fine. I'm not here to judge. So what did I miss? Oh wow! Look at this. Well, that's crazy. Uh, do I click it? Do I want to click it? I don't really want to click it. We had light up sunglasses, which I could wear right now. Why is the screen so bright? Do they have dark mode? Man, it'd be nice if they had dark mode. Take over your government. How do you do that? How does one take over their government? Take cover. Uh oh. Oh, wow. So it was a joint operation. Interesting. And it's kind of interesting that they immediately So the U.S. obviously launched missiles. I don't know from where. It probably says somewhere. Um, and I wonder if Iran just doesn't have missiles that can reach the U.S. or any of their assets. So they're just like, okay, well, we're going to just shoot our neighbor. Best we can do. Yeah, I remember the aircraft carriers and stuff moving in, which is never a good sign. Jeez. Missile attack targeted the U.S. Navy's Fifth Fleet headquarters. Huh. Did anything get hit in the U.S.? Russia condemns it? Okay, that means nothing. Hello, pot. A radiological catastrophe. Is anyone using nukes? What? Jordan shot down some missiles. Wow, this is wild, man. China? What did China say? They don't want anything to do with this? Smart move. Uh, Surprising that the UN human rights chief deplores military strikes. Come on, man. That's the job. Like, isn't that what he's supposed to say? Well, I mean, we were gonna talk stocks and stuff, but this just throws everything into an absolute tailspin. Who knows where this goes? Yikes. Alec, you know the worst part about this is, dude? I'm reading that book, Swan Song, which makes all this terrifying. This is, if you don't know, that book is purely about a apocalyptic result, specifically between the U.S. and Russia. America's air power is not enough to topple Iranian theocracy. Is that the goal? I, yeah. I mean, this is obvious. You're telling me that just dropping bombs doesn't change anything? No, I don't believe it. Do you think they ran out of toilet paper? Is that a thing in other countries, or was that purely a U.S. thing in times of need? Flights attacked? Oh, affected. Oh my goodness, that would have been scary. Also, not surprising, but repelled an attack. Oi, well, that's not good. Pakistan denounces the attack. Well, that's. I mean, like, again, jeez, man, I missed a lot last night while I was at a rave. Okay, well, I don't really want to talk about war, and I'm not a war expert. So, like, why don't we just say we'll figure this out later in the week? This apparently goes forever. Holy cow! I could just keep scrolling, huh? Man, 3, 4 a.m. This was happening. Is that the earliest? 2 a.m. Dude, does Trump sleep? 3 a.m. Jeez. Okay. Well, let's close that for now. this is this is also very interesting. So Anthropic out, OpenAI in. Man, Sam Altman's got that disheveled CEO look down, huh? That's pretty wild. Stop with the pop-ups. Interesting. I don't know what this means for like the wider market. Wasn't there a time where the US actually just took over companies back in wartime, which by the way, we are apparently now in. Uh I wonder if they're like planning on doing something like that. That would be crazy. Well, in other news, the markets were just garbage yesterday. Look at this, minus 18 on CoreWeave, NBIZ, 13%. I'll be honest though, like, so the CoreWeave finish was definitely lower than I expected. I figured 90, what was it? Oh, I was thinking 85. I thought 85 might be where we landed. It looks pretty dire there for a minute. And the uranium band dropped hard. Like I think this moved down with the ticker. I'm actually not sure that's how it works. But the earnings is funny because I didn't think it was that bad personally. I thought revenue growing was good, backlog was good. I guess it's very much. I didn't think they would exceed. I stayed covered and not even like far out covered. I would say 110 was not far out as we were running up here, but it was fine. I'm glad I kept those covered and I did not buy to close those. I let them expire fully. And we had some cool things happen this week that was not related to war. It was related to buying to close stuff. And that's what we're going to talk about today because I don't really want to talk about war right now. Hopefully that's okay with everybody else. In other news, a WoW expansion is out. Almost out? I thought it was out. I thought I saw the advertisement for it. Dude, I haven't played WoW since 2005, which is good. I don't need to play again. Talk about a life suck. Okay. Oh, the early access is out. Okay, that makes sense. So, here's the thing. I've been doing a lot more longer dated stuff, and it's worth like bringing up some of the charts to look at this. Click. There we go. Where is Oscar? There it is. Oscar had a fine day yesterday, by the way. And Oscar, I sold some calls here at like when we were at 1450, very close to that. And it was out in, I think it was out in May. I didn't write it down. I should write that down. Don't say it. Don't say it. Uh, and they paid okay percent wise, 75 cents on, a quarter out. It was, not a huge return. Don't say it. Oh, wait, what the hell? That's not good. Why is that open? Quit. Don't do that. Jeez, you're gonna get weird notifications from my cell phone. I didn't realize Windows Connect was on. I thought I turned that off. But so yeah, we went for like, so Oscar is not an expensive stock right now. And even when it was at like 20, 18, 20. And so like at 13, $14, 75 cents is pretty good, right? You could just do 75 divided by 14. You're like, oh, look at that, 5% return. Problem is, this is quarterly, so the annualized is only 20%. However, we bought the closes after. Man, I gotta write down like when the trade was placed. I think I sold this like May or April. Well, I can look. What day was that? This was 12th. Okay. 212. So 212 was like a week ago and change, 2 weeks ago maybe. And this was a great buy to close. How would you get this otherwise? This 50-cent option. You couldn't. You'd be selling them at the money, which I don't want to do right now. That would have been below cost basis. And so to walk away with 50 cents after 2 weeks, well, that's pretty good, right? 50 divided by, let's do 14 times 26 is a much better return. And we just needed a little bit of patience. So far out expiration, getting away from the weeklies, allowed for far out from cost basis, and it was a good hedge. Stock went down, we bought the close, all good. We did the same with a few others here. Here's the CoreWeave. CoreWeave, this was purely, so this was rolled out when we were running up towards 105, I think. And then we just went further out to 110. So we didn't get a whole lot net credit, very little, honestly. And in hindsight, we would have kept the shares because of where things went. Oh, it was 95 to 110 I went. Yeah, okay, that was a big roll. So that worked out great. That was fantastic. And we walked away with $2,300, lowering our cost basis by $230. That's pretty good. Now, obviously, the stock price has dropped further, which is not as great. But we will keep doing this further out stuff. And what I've been doing is I've just been rolling. It's been fine. It's actually, you can roll, if you roll during the run-up, you get like other benefits that are going on. Vega expands, which means, so usually we're looking at delta and theta and all that. But the other thing that happens is Vega changes. And when that happens, the pricing of the options goes up. What all Vega means is for every percent of change of the stock price, how much does the option pricing change? And if we look at, where is it? Vega is here. You can see that like it tends to be fairly consistent, but they don't all change at the same exact rate. And that's where you can benefit. So specifically in a run-up, when price is moving quickly, you can roll an option for like $1.50, which is what I did with a few of these. Well, I did this with Reddit in particular. Maybe we should look at Reddit. And Reddit was, well, let's close the chart. I'll go to the chart. So Reddit was interesting because we went from 128. Am I on the daily? I'm on the daily. And I think we sold the option on Wednesday. Yeah, it was here. I was like, hey, we had a nice run up. There's no way we're going to finish the end of the week this way. So I sold originally, it was here. No, it was not. It was 160. And I didn't put that line in the right spot. But if I do, it's going to look wrong. Okay, I guess we'll just have to zoom in more. There we go. So what was great about this was, well, one, that would have been fine anyway. But if I let this one expire, I would have made 70 cents, I think. Let's look at the Reddit one. It was this one. So this would have been 70 cents. Can you see that? There's no way you can see that. Not on a white background. What color should I use for that? This is important stuff. Purple? Did that work? It didn't do anything. There we go. You can kind of see it. Oh, maybe I can change the line thickness too. Does that work? Yes. Boom. Boom. Oh, ha! Amazing. We could even zoom in more too. So this was cool because originally I sold this for 70 cents, and then the price started to run up towards 160. And I was like, I don't really, this is not below cost basis. This is below what shows in Fidelity is cost basis because I have bought and sold it so many times. But the idea here is I didn't want to sell it because then it's messy to get back in and not clean from like an accounting standpoint. It's a terrible reason, really. But I rolled it as we were running up, and as we were running up, I was able to get $1.50 net credit, which is crazy because the original option was 70 cents. So to get more than double that for another week, I was like, yeah, that's fine. If the stock keeps going up, that's fine. And the fact is, you can see I've got like all this purple box over here. I think we're going to see resistance. Well, we're definitely going to see resistance at 160, but then 165 is outside of the uranium band here. So like this seemed safe, quote unquote safe. But what happened on Friday, everybody knows who was watching the market, everything dumped, including Reddit. And when it was down in the low 140s here, I bought to close it. I bought to close it for 50 cents. Now, I think I could have actually bought the closes for a little bit lower, but if I didn't get it, I would have been kind of upset. So, not upset, but disappointed. So I ended up walking away with, instead of walking away with 500 bucks, we walked away with $1,300 in the same 3-day period. And that's incredible. Like that's not something I do very often, and I realized like, oh, I should do this more often. I didn't do it that often because I was doing weeklies purely so much, and we were doing great on that. But now this was still a weekly, by the way. But that worked out because if you just roll week by week, you get paid more, so you can get your option in. And this does take a little bit of watching the market, but if you look and you see like, oh, everybody knows that feeling, right? The stock is running up towards it was Thursday. It was running up on Thursday. It was at 156, and you're like, oh, that's getting kind of close to the strike. So I sold it right here, by the way, which was kind of nice, and that was not intentional timing. It hung out here for a little bit, but on the run up, when you sell the option here, you can just do a limit. That's all it was. And the limit, originally I couldn't even get $1.50 on the limit. The bid ask spread on the roll was like $1.20, and I was like, we'll put 150, and if it hits, it hits, and it hit. So then, obviously with the drop, which realistically, like you look at this and it's like, oh, but that was fine. Higher high, higher low, higher high, barely, higher low. we If we weren't at war, this would be fantastic, and things would continue to go up. I don't know what'll happen next week at this point, but you get the idea. So this is something that I then did again. Well, I did it with Reddit twice because I have taxable shares and non-taxable. So then I did the same thing here with uh, taxable shares, which instead of 579, we walked away with 770. Again, kind of nice. So same deal, same time frame, same roll, and oh, actually, we walked away with the percent was lower because it was taxable. I rolled that further. I went to 167.50 because this would be annoying if it transacted and got assigned. I would have to pay a lot of taxes, and I don't want to pay taxes on this yet. So this worked out well. It was a little bit less. It was more conservative, and it paid more. So that was fun. Those are some fun trades. Hey, Kate. And I think this is one that I'm going to continue to do more often. So when I do the weeklies, and the Reddit ones are the weeklies here, these two, I will continue to just roll. And eventually, a stock like Reddit, I mean, we can ignore the recent ridiculous drop and just look at the bars, okay? And before we get to there, look at the bars. The bars are always big. So what does that mean? That means you can get away with some stuff with options. If you roll on the upswing and you sell on the downswing, I think this is a very repeatable thing. Now, this is the only thing we worry about with covering on Reddit, but typically it happens at earnings, these mega spikes. So I'm not super worried. This one was maybe outside the realm a bit. Although this was manageable, this gap, that's fine. And we closed that gap, by the way. Let's see, where else? Over here, again, they're big bars. So you can, so this might have been a tough one if we were covered, say we were covered at like 100 and then spiking up. Nope, this one we would have, I think we would have been able to manage this one okay as well. This one we don't have to worry about because this was pre-option selling for the most part. Well, also at earnings, but like this is where I knew we had a chance to really rock it up. So yeah, this is great. We'll do this again next week on a green day. Typically, if we have a good day, we'll sell another 160 probably to give us room. And if it doesn't hit, we still get paid a decent amount because it's not super high delta. And well, you know what? Let's keep those up for now. I look forward to that. What else did we do? DT is here in the house. Oh my goodness. Can you guys hear my hungover and nail too? Everybody's waking up. Where's Muffin Man? Muffin Man usually shows up for a few minutes. I like big bars and I cannot lie. Dude, you're the one dropping the bars. Should I play this song? Has everybody heard it? I'm gonna move this just in case. I don't think this has any like personal information on it. It might blast your ears out. Fair warning. Oh wait, no, I got time. I got time to adjust things. Hold on a sec. Oh no, it should be okay. I'm not signed in. This is fine. This is Nail's song. I should have gave this to the DJ last night. I've never used it. Let me know if it's too loud. It should be pretty quiet though. It's coming through the mic. I forgot there's a bad word, sorry. Does it do like clean versions? Oh no, signing in just shut everything down. I wanted to leave a comment and now it's asking me like all this sign up information. All right, maybe we'll play it at the end then because now it's going to be in the middle of the song somewhere. Oh wait, maybe it'll pick it up where I left off. That would be smart. Come on, just let me get back to it. Okay, there we go. It's fine now. The lyrics are good. No, can you link it? It's not good for Alec. All right, that's good. You guys get the picture. That'll wake you up. Oh man, I gotta grab the coffee that I brewed, but I've been drinking salt water, electrolytes. Oh, what were we talking about? How did we even get to that song? Does anyone remember? Did it have to do with Reddit? It had to have done with Reddit, right? Because it's. Oh, wait. No, Nail in My Eye just showed up. That's what it was. If you find the link to the other one, Nail, let me know. I'll check it out. It's cold out there. You know, actually, today's not bad. What is today? 37 right now. Is chilly, but 55 later. I'll take it. I was triggered. It was right above. Oh no. Wait, do I have it open still? No, I turned it. All right. I didn't see it though. Here's above what? What are you talking about? Here? It doesn't say you have anything. No tracks or playlists. Am I missing something? I could be blind. I'm looking. In the chat? Oh, in Discord? Or here? Did I miss it here? I don't see it in Discord. Does anyone see a link? I don't see it. I don't see it. Well, I don't see it. Throw it in. Put it in Discord. Just put it in the member chat or off topic or whatever. I'll pick it up there. Oh, who's excited about this, by the way? Yeah, buddy. This is gonna be exciting. We launch next week. Yeah. Super Daddy's first. Sorry. Oh, I got you. Ooh, what is this? Okay. All right. Let's see. Oh, the beat's different too. Is this for Iluvatar? Good morning, Mike. We're listening to Nail's music here. Hold on a sec. Nice. Oh, we're playing basketball? Nice. Am I gonna get a copyright strike on your music? How's this work? Nice. Awesome. Good stuff, Now I like it. And very appropriate. Very appropriate. Very awesome. Who would have thought Theta Decay would lend itself to 90s rap? Not me. Not me. But I'm all for it. And uh, I was thinking about putting that into my videos somehow, but it was a hassle to like download it. I thought Audacity would record it no problem, but I was on the struggle bus. I could do it, but I just got to put the effort into it. Your heart's already dead. You're too young to be dead inside, Alec. You got time for that. All right, let's get back to what we were doing. I lost my screen and everything. Here we go. Oh, the best thing about this is the trade tracker and the journal. Everything's dark screen, so I don't blind myself. I really like that. Okay, next up, we're gonna look at Galaxy. And the only regret I have with Galaxy, it's not really a regret, but I could have waited a little bit longer and gotten close to 50%. I'm not sure I would have got. I might have been able to get zero point 0.7 on that, but for the buy to close. But this was a great trade. So here's the deal. Sold a June expiration at 40. At 40, which is above cost basis and twice the price, and still somehow got a $1.20. Obviously, there was earnings between now and then, but even then, that seemed high. Well, what was great? Was it great? I mean, it was still great. I guess it would have been better if the price kept going up, but if the alternative is to not make money on it, this was great. Uh, I realized 35% of that profit of 23, so 23.80. I could have waited till June, which is like really far away. March, April, May. It's 4 months. And that's a long time to wait. So getting 35% of it now after 2 days seemed pretty good, which was, I mean, $750. I'll take that all day, every day. Now, I could have got another 100 or $200 potentially if I sold this at zero point 0.7. But you never know. Nobody knows what's going to happen. And things did dip, but things then did recover slightly at the end. So maybe 0.75 would have been a better. But this was a limits buyback to begin with, and we just didn't know it was going to happen. So again, very happy with this play. And this is the thing. I mean, far dated. Where's my little? There we go. Far dated is, I think, the new way for me to go. I enjoyed that June expiration. And it's one of those things where like it seems so far away, right? Like I have some June things going on. But when you only hold it for a week or two, it's just patience. It's just patience. And then NBiz, same deal as CoreWeave. Well, not CoreWeave, Reddit, I suppose. We bought to close this early, so we'll make this one purple again. But this was a rollout. What happened? Why didn't it make the pretty color? Because I didn't know. Oh gosh, no, not that one. There we go. So this was a little bit longer, so it's not quite the same, really. But it's the same in concept and in theory. It just the return was lower because of how long it took. So $2,000, roll, buy to close early. This was over. So we started this. We sold this on 220, which was last week, and we were able to roll it as the price ran up over 100 and over 105. We caught it. This is the key. You need to catch it before it hits. If you wait too long, you get hosed by the price becoming intrinsic. So like at $100, once you get to 105, and if you haven't bought to close it yet, the option is worth minimally $5. No matter what, it's worth $5 because the stock price is $5 higher than the current price. So it's hard to roll that when the next one that you're selling is 7. Like you're not getting, and you paid 2. So like minimally, we would have to roll to well over 7 to have any net credit. And a net credit here would have been, because the $100 option at 105 would have already been like, well, here you go. You could see it was 780. So how do you roll that out? You can't. You just can't do that. You have to roll it as it's going up. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. You just let it go. Or you have to roll it so far out, it's not really worth it. You'd be rolling out to May or something ridiculous. Now, you still probably would have been able to do this a little bit in that case. I'll have to look that up. Maybe it would have worked still. Not as well. But we get the real juice on the roll up, on the run up for the roll. So these two ended up netting out pretty nice, and the break even was 515. So it's buying to close below 515 here. You can see it's just the sum divided by 10 because it's 10 contracts. That's what the goal was. So then buying to close at 290. Again, this was when it was at like 94, and it kept dropping. I didn't think it was going to drop that much. It didn't really make sense that it dropped all the way down to 80s. If I waited, I probably could have bought the closes for like $1, but who knew? So anyway, 290 was fine. We took it, and we walked away with $2,200 instead of waiting till what was this? 320 a month for another 2,000 or 3,000, which we'll do anyway. We'll do that anyway. So we were able to recognize more than the original and walk away with some good profit there. Again, maybe missed out on a little bit of run up there from just the drop. But this is the thing. This is like, I know I don't want to call him out, and he may be in chat. Hold on a second. I'm getting, what my bit rate's low? I'm not even moving. This is a static screen. Who cares that the bit rate is low? Anyway, hopefully it looks okay. I can't really tell. And this was just like I lost my train of thought. Let me catch up on chat. You're afraid of March being good, and markets breaking your heart again. I mean, I get it, Kate. I think here's the problem I'm having. This is gonna. I don't know. I'm hungover. Okay, give me a little bit of a break. Maybe I'm gonna choose some not as good words as I would have otherwise chose. I apologize. I don't want to say I lose patience with. That's not the idea. It's really hard to communicate the timeline of investing that we do. This is, I think, the best way I can put it, even if I wasn't extremely hungover. And this hurts, right? Like, we've been beat down, we come up, we're like, oh, finally it's time. There's a little double top here. CoreWeave earnings is terrible. Boom, everything drops, everything's dragged down. We go to war. But this is such a short time frame. And it sucks to be like, yeah, you got to wait. But, I mean, that's kind of the truth. we've been in this run on, let's look at SPY, where since April of 2025 we've just been on this bull. And before that, we were on a bull. And before that, you have to go back to COVID basically. This is the COVID drop, but like then also in COVID. Um and the fact is we just, our horizon that we consider is needs to be longer term. SPY could be flat. SPY will probably drop next week with the war stuff. And we talk on a daily basis, and we do, especially up through this, we were doing a lot of weeklies. So we're used to this cadence of turning and generating income and things like that, which is great. And that is definitely the goal. But there's going to be times where, I mean, the drop into the April tariffs realistically happened back here, right? So like December of 24 to April of 25. That's 5 months. And let's look at another stock to see what, and I don't want to look at a mag stock, something that was, I don't know, what was TTD doing during that time period? April 24 was here, 25, I mean. Yeah, so like the type of stocks that we would have been playing. Look at this. December 24, that's what we said, right? December. TTD was at 140. And then it went to 43. Now I will say it never really fully recovered to where it was. That's a TTD problem. But we had a good run. And TTD has since fallen apart for other reasons. Let's look at a Mag 7. I'm curious if it's the same. So December went from, this is Amazon. So Amazon's been in like kind of flat for a while, but 240 to 160, big run up, and now a big, again, a big drop. Even Amazon on the Mag 7's not doing great. Meta probably the same, right? Drop, yep, and then run up, yep, and then drop again. Like everything is doing the same thing. We just we're going to need time to get through it. And I don't know how long it's going to take to resolve. But I can tell you that Theta Daddies have only been around for not even a year. Where it will be a year in April. And that's only true for those who joined on April 13th, which there were 7 people. And I can't remember if any of you guys were in that grouping. But exactly, Mike. Exactly. That is the point, and it sounds cheap to say, right? It sounds cheap to be like, yeah, zoom out. Because we live in the day and the week. But whenever you zoom out, even the shit that's happening right now, you're like, oh, this is totally fine. I mean, look, of course that's going to happen. Extreme all-time highs. What else would happen there? Google probably the same. Yeah, Google's even worse, right? Like with that run up, which was a phenomenal run up. That was fantastic. The only stocks that this doesn't seem to apply to is probably stocks like GME, which is, a unique beast. But you get the idea. And I don't want to say this in a way that sounds like I don't feel for people, because I do, because it affects me too. My port is down pretty bigly for the last couple months here. But like, what am I gonna do? What would you ever do? What would you have done here on? Oh, this is Oscar. I thought I was still on Meta, whatever, Microsoft. They're all the same. Like, what would you have done here? Would you have sold? I mean, hopefully not, but probably a lot of people did, right? And then what happened? Boom. Boom. This is what we're waiting. We're waiting for the boom. We need boom goes the dynamite. And that's just a question of when. I don't think could it retrace further? Yes. But I will tell you this. The bigger the retrace, the bigger the rebound. Because stocks for a million years now go up and to the right. And if that fundamental, and this is the thing that always happens, literally every time people say this time's different, of course it's different. But what's not different is like the goal of the human race. We're getting real deep here. I got some philosophy books it's time to break out for this conversation. But like, yeah, humans and society is expected to continue to move forward. Now, yes, we have problems and things to work out. And if we don't work them out, none of this matters. You know, for people in Iran right now, I'm not sure how much of this matters to them in terms of the stock chart numbers, right? I hope it doesn't come to that, and I feel for those people, for the record. But I also hope it doesn't come for that, come to that for the rest of the world, because then again, we'll have bigger problems than the line on the stock chart. Uh, if you know, cash crashing, getting devalued, hyperinflation, none of this matters if that goes out the window. All you can do is be as diversified as you can be. And I'm not saying any of this to cause panic. That's not the point. The point is basically zoom out, things go up and to the right. If you don't believe in that, you don't believe in the concept of capitalism to begin with and efficient markets. So then you shouldn't probably be investing. You should be putting cash under a mattress, which I'm not sure is a better approach. If you've watched Fallout, you should be collecting beer bottle caps, right? That's probably the best thing you can do. And now that I'm done soapboxing, let me see what the chat says. I missed a whole lot. Sorry. Uh, yeah, Saw had some struggles too. Learning how to preserve capital in this period. So it is preserved. That's the thing. It is reserved. Wasn't it reserved here? Preserved. I can't even speak. It was preserved here in the form of stock. And as the store of value came back, so did the value of your capital. It a lot of this comes down to time horizon and need. So I think one thing that's important to note, and I've talked about this with a few members, you need to make sure that like there is a cushion. I come from the Boglehead philosophy. Jack Bogle, guy who invested it, created Vanguard and created the low cost mutual fund. Thank you, Jack. We owe a lot to you. He is, he was of the opinion that invest in low cost mutual funds that are broad index following. And I fully believe that. I still believe that. I still have a large portion of my portfolio that isn't shared. And the thing to that is because it's what's the point of saying like, oh yeah, I have mutual funds. Like, yeah, okay, great. Most people or many people do. And that is what I keep as the cushion. Meaning if I ever have to pull from something, that's where I pull from. I don't pull from I don't pull from anything, literally not a single thing on the watch list, which is kind of crazy. But it's true because this is all any individual stock is volatile by nature. In a bull market, it's volatile to the upside generally, and that's where, you can pull income during those times. But in the times where we're having a down market, well, you can't. You have to be very careful. And the higher volatility that the stock that you're in, that's where you get burned. That's where anyone gets burned. Volatility IV is literally telling you this stock can do anything. It's the curve that goes up and down, right? Oh, I can show this on the website. There's where is it? Is it the research tab? So like ON's a company that a lot of us are into, right? Let this load up. The IV calculator over here. Is there a way to, I don't think I have a way to, oh no, is it not? Oh, it is going to work. I was worried it wasn't going to work on the the weekend. This is so cool, by the way. Um, the IV is both sides because nobody knows. The market doesn't know. So the upside could be 1150 from 998 or 850 by day 5. The label is messed up. We got to fix that. But this goes from day 0 to day 6. So it's basically a week. And at day 5 or 6, there's $1.50 difference in price. That can be upside or downside. That's the nature. That's the nature. But again, that's where it comes down to, with a long time horizon, you can absorb that if you have a cushion elsewhere that you're pulling from. Now, if this is your primary source of income, that gets hairy, especially like if that's all you've got to work with. And I would generally recommend having enough living expenses set aside, emergency fund, whether it's 3 to 6 months that's in cash. And this is again like the financial independence, retire early, fire mentality, right? You would do that, and then you would have others behind that. You would work to have some mutual funds, right, further cushion, stuff like that, and then you can go nuts. You can do whatever you want. You can go high volatility, low volatility, whatever your risk profile is. From there, that's where you can get a little crazy, or just not crazy so much as just whatever you can handle. And I think some people are finding out that, well, maybe their risk profile isn't what they thought it was, and to make the money on the stocks that they like, it's too volatile for them. And if you are losing sleep at night, like, then yeah, that's beyond your risk profile. That's simple. That's thankfully that's clear and easy to see and feel, unfortunately. But if you're looking at stocks like Microsoft and most of the Mag 7 that are going to have way lower IV, or I don't know, what's a boring stock? There's a ton of boring stocks out there. But anyway, boring stocks don't pay. They don't. The premium is they do, okay. They do pay. They don't pay as much, and so they are not as attractive to the short term um, hope for profit. Reddit, very volatile. I mean, this can't be anything but, look at the chart. This is the weekly. This cannot be anything but incredibly volatile for a long, long time. But my target is up here at like 500 long term. And my horizon is 5 years. I decided that. I've been clear with that. I've talked about it 100 times on stream, on After Hour, on the Discord, right? So like all of this until then, I'm just like, whatever. I'm going to sell options and keep getting paid and keep lowering my cost basis. And it's going to suck when it's down here mentally, but it doesn't actually matter because I haven't sold. So I haven't lost it. I have sold options, but I haven't sold the shares. And if anything, I can buy more shares with the premiums that I've sold if I want at what I believe to be lower prices. Now, I've shared that my strategy is shifting this year to, instead of that, I'm buying FXAIX, which is a mutual fund that I can't even sell options on. That's purposeful. That is to help balance out the volatility personally for me. And it's felt great, I gotta say. So this week we did, I can't say we, it was me. Sorry, I'm not gonna share it. But we walked away with what? 8250 or something, 8300, whatever, 8350. So we bought that much in FXAIX. Now, if I had bought a bunch of more Reddit with it, that would have felt worse. If Reddit continues to drop, that would have felt worse. And that's true if I bought, Alec I know is into SMR. I'm not sure he's still here. You know, Averaging down doesn't always feel good. Now, if you're not at your max position size, yeah, go ahead, go crazy if you're long-term belief. But look at SMR's chart. I mean, again, this is the weekly. What is it doing? What are we doing here? We don't know. And the IV is out of control here too. These are big bars on the weekly. So, and the volume is increasing, so that's a good sign. But with where we're at, I mean, you got to be careful. You got to be careful. And it's a lower price stock, so more people are playing it. which I think just adds to the volatility from the retail perspective and the market maker's perspective. And these are the things that we've got to live through. But look at this. Look at this nice yellow ribbon, which is good. Gray is the not so good. Big yellow ribbon up. Big gray. How far can the gray go? I mean, eventually it's got to turn. And that's all we're waiting for at this point. So, yeah, I'll do my best to pump. Yeah, and again, this is not me. I'm not trying to talk down to anyone. That is not the intent. I'm just trying to give you what the stakes are for me, the stakes in the ground, where like how I ground myself when I look at this shit show. It has been a shit show. There's no other way to put it. I mean, a lot of the stocks that a lot of us play are, and that sucks. It sucks. But the bigger the down, the bigger the up, and it will come back. And when it comes back, people are gonna feel euphoric, and you're gonna get people like on After Hour. You should have listened to me. I told you not to sell. Blah, blah. Who cares? You know who's not selling right now? Warren Buffett, probably because he's got dementia. Is that guy 100 years old? I'm sorry, Warren. You don't have dementia. I'm sure you don't. But there are times where this is where it feels like, to me, the markets are trying to shake people out and get cheap prices. And retail, I feel like, is somehow on average getting a little smarter, and it's not working in a lot of cases. And I agree with others who have said it feels like the shorts are going max effort, but I don't think it can't last forever. I don't think it will last forever. So I keep doing what I do. I sell options on stock that I'm happy to own long term, and I smile and I have a good day, and that's it. And I walk away with enough profit that doesn't require me to sell shares. And to me, that's the win. That's a good example for you. The stock itself on paper, down 50, made 11. Yeah, and eventually it will come back 100%. Dude, look at Reddit's earnings. This is probably where I'm going to end today because I need coffee desperately. It's brewed and everything. But look at the earnings. Green, 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 green. They've only ever beat, and they always beat by more than what the market thinks they're going to beat by. And there's no good reason that they drop other than reversion to the mean. That's it. Nonsense. Absolute nonsense. Huge growth, huge guidance, and boom, nonsense. Cannot make sense of that. And they have a moat that nobody else can get. It's my take. So, all right, I apologize. I'm going to drop off here. I got through everything. Thanks for coming. But I need coffee and Tylenol. So I'll see you guys here later in the week in the Discord. Thanks for stopping by. And yeah, I hope you all have a good weekend. Love you.